Hi, everyone. It's Melanie Warner here with Defining Moments. We have a very special guest today, Carla Snyder. Carla, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's great to meet you, Melanie. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I know as busy as you are, you're on the go, I'm on the go. I'm glad that we were able to finally, connect and talk about this. And you guys, just to introduce, Carla is a rock star. I just want you to know a little bit more about her. Throughout her career, she is focused on aligning with C-suite leaders through a wide variety of industries to understand businesses' most pressing challenges and creating sustainable solutions. She is certified as a leadership and sales skills trainer. She has worked with corporations, nonprofits to bring the best out in their employees, boosting both productivity and morale. So awesome job. We need more and more women, especially in the workplace, like being these leaders and leading other people in their life and their business. So congratulations. And again, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thrilled to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us, how did you get started, Carla? I mean, there was a point where Carla, you grew up and you're like, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to be a coach. Like, what was that like for you? Like, what inspired you to actually get started in this?
Right. Well, what really inspired me was watching so many individuals not be able to get their true joy. And so my whole purpose in life was to make sure that I could find where someone's purpose and passion could be connected with the position of their dreams so that they would no longer have to say that they work anymore.
Oh my gosh, I love that. In fact, I'm a writer for Forbes and I'm doing a story right now about that and how there was this study that came out that said that 80%, they studied 10,000 people, and 80% of people never find their true purpose or passion. So I was so disturbed by that. I'm like, wait a minute, we need to talk about this and get it out in the mainstream. So, this is just kind of like this superhero skill of being able to understand leadership, break it down to the simplest of terms to where we understand it, and then we can help train others to learn how to do that. And you do it
Absolutely.
with a system, like you have a lot of different modalities, but one of the systems that I heard you speak about recently was VUCA, right?
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that system and how that really helped enhance your coaching career.
Absolutely. Well, Melanie, what really came about for me about 4 years ago when the pandemic was really in full form and everybody left the office. And when people started to ask, their employees started to ask people to come back to the office, there was just so much pushback and so much confusion. And we had lost compassion, we'd lost communication, we had really lost our way in the corporate world in so many directions. And so I had the opportunity to connect with a couple of other rock stars, Chris Nolan, Emmy-winning producer and director, and Mike Schindler, a decorated Navy retired, who came together to create this incredible system called VUCA, which really stands for vision, understanding, clarity, and adaptability. And those were the things that were absolutely missing in the conversations I was having with leaders. They were struggling with how do we get back not only to that point, but then what is our forward marching orders? How do we really get back into the kind of world of work that we want to see for our employees and employers?
And I think it's so important that you mentioned that, Carla, because there's tons of leadership training out there. There's all kinds of ones. We've all heard about them for 30, 40, 50 years. But something happened during the pandemic that's never happened in the history of the world. It was this massive reset button. I mean, honestly, I think that was kind of Y2K delayed by 20 years. Like we thought that was going to happen in Y2K in the year 2000, and we weren't prepared. 2020 was the year of vision and moving forward. That's what we thought. So none of us were prepared. We all were at the same level. Like for the first time in the history of the world, every human being on this planet had the same common enemy, right? We
Mhm.
had fear
Right.
that was running our world and making every decision for every leader. And we had to reset and repivot our entire lives. And what does that look like? What's now been called as BC, before COVID, and
Right.
AD, after death, which is crazy to think about. That term could be reconstructed that way in our time. And in this world, basically, we're going from 20th century thinking to 21st century coaching,
Right.
and it requires a new kind of coach. So,
Yes.
what do you think, Carla? What is at stake for people when they don't understand this process or methodology?
Right. Well, what we talk about oftentimes if they don't get it is that they really feel stuck and they're not able to move forward. And what happens when someone is not able to move forward, it really destroys the kind of creativity, innovation, and forward thinking that is really important in making a difference. And what we found when we created the VUCA system is that it's based on really solid neuroscience. So for one thing, that really got my attention. And then it's also been talked with so many of the future leaders, the future thinking leaders from around the world, to make sure that we really are on the right path with some of our anti-fragile thinking and the resilience, and making sure that we really create an environment where people feel that they are there for a purpose and that there's really a purposeful presence for their being in the role and being part of that community.
I love that, but leading with purpose, but also people don't realize you don't have to just, learn from tragedy or chaos. You can learn from joy. And there is a way to have peaceful profits, right? That's the thing I love
Yes.
about this is it just gives you this foundation that anyone can use, no matter what your background is. You don't need, some people have more degrees than a thermometer, right? You don't have to have an external validation or any
No,
kind of special license. It's just something that's so simple anyone can use, but we're not
right.
born knowing how to do this. So
No, it's
what,
not
Carla?
necessarily innate, but it's very intuitive. And that's really,
Yes, that's
yes,
true.
how we use these tools that are science-based to really help coaches guide others in their spheres of influence to really move forward in a really wonderful way.
Oh, I agree 100%. So what do you think holds people back when they say, you know what, I see myself doing this. I've always wanted to be a coach. I'm the kind of person everybody comes to and asks for advice, and I give it away for free. I don't know how to charge for it. I don't know what to do. I don't have time. I don't, like the imposter syndrome, like all the things that set in. What do you think really holds people back from being able to do
Right.
something like this?
Well, I think there's several barriers in the work that I do. We really talk about those barriers. And one of them is, what is holding you back? Are there people in your life that are giving you a story and you're living through their story and not living through your own story? So how do we shift that to make sure that people are being authentic from the inside out with their own story? Part of it also, Melanie, is you might have to change your mentors because, you've now grown into a whole different set of what your tools and skills are and what you want to give to the world. And you need to make sure that you've got forward thinking and supportive mentors. And so I always challenge people to look at who's in their circle of influence for that particular role and how that we can change things up that way. And then how do you really stand back and you get the nourishment and the refreshing that you need to do? So what is the self-care that you are or are not giving yourself in this situation that is, again, holding you back from the best that you can be? So those are just some of the ideas that I have that would be really helpful to explore with people interested in coaching and getting involved with VUCA.
I love it. I love it. And you're so right. I mean, it's the tools are right there. They're just right there. And we're a lot of times we're just not using them the right way, right? Like how many times have you tried to use a shoe as a hammer? Come on, ladies, you know what I'm talking about? It just doesn't work the same. No matter how much we try, it just doesn't work the same. All right. And so you can have the tool and not know how to use it correctly or upside down, or you just don't even know the tool exists that could make your life so much easier. And today, there's just so much information overwhelming people that it's hard to just cut through the clutter and actually have that real conscious conversation. So, this is why I'm so excited to be here today and talk to you about what we're doing next. And before I do that, I just wanted you to share with people that are watching this that are seeing themselves in you or me, like wanting to get started, not sure what to do. How did you take these VUCA tools? I heard that you took some of this training, even just a little piece of it, and within a few weeks, you had this massive, like, amazing thing that happened. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. So this is an organization that I've had the honor of working with off and on for many years. And when I went to approach them to invite them to think about this whole new process, it turns out that they were super struggling with an issue they called return to work. And we decided, our team said, you know what? It's not return to work, it's return to culture. And they just lit up with that idea because it was really a way to change the dialogue in such a positive way. And so we did this amazing keynote for about 200 of their leaders and then broke it into some really, really important workshops we call the early adopters to this change so that they could really lead it into the organization in the year to come. So it's just an amazing opportunity of growth.
That is so cool. And you were able to create a $30,000 offer. like from, you were able to enhance your coaching skills and charge a lot more for more of those executive coaching clients, which everybody wants. But it's not like you can just get in their inbox and say, hey, I want to be your coach, right?
Right.
Like it's not like knocking on their door and like, ding dong, I'm here to save your life. And so it takes time to nurture those relationships and be able to show that you're the expert by having these types of skills and tools that they don't even know about.
Right. And to that point exactly, I would build. So many of us have these incredibly long, trusted relationships. And so it's really examining those relationships because that's the warm doors that you definitely want to go through and have start the conversations.
I love that. Now, and how many of you watching, listening, all right? How many of you have tried to get this type of result, right? You've tried to start a coaching practice, or maybe you have a coaching practice and you're just kind of been dabbling, not really serious. It's a kind of more of a hobby, like, oh, maybe I'll coach somebody here or there. Or maybe you've experienced that struggle of imposter syndrome or lack of confidence or fear or doubt or not knowing where to start, not having the tools. And I know that that was me just a few years ago where I had written a book. I was speaking on stages. I had all this knowledge and I was like, why am I not making any money? And then when I started applying it to coaching and I got credentials, I went and got certification. It gave me the confidence to go do all these different things. And even though I was coaching in a different space like grief, I couldn't believe that people were willing to pay to get out of grief mode. Like they wanted that solution to feel better and lighter. And they didn't know, they felt so stuck that they didn't know how to get out of it. And they knew that it was affecting the people around them. So when I first started, I was like, okay, maybe I'll charge $97, then $297. And I kept inching my way up. And then it was like $1,900 and then $4,000. And then I started getting into different coaching, like helping people write books and get booked on stages and featured in the media. And that was so much more fun. So it's like, it was like, okay, I don't want to talk about grief all day, but it got me into that confident level of just becoming a coach and then seeing where could I take my growth in my own life and how could I use that to help others who are just a few steps behind me. Because the thing is this, you don't have to be, you know, Mr. America or Mrs. America Fitness to help somebody lose a little bit of weight or get back on track with their relationships, their health, their finances. On the corporate side, you can plug these skills in everywhere that we're talking about, just like Carla did. You may have an existing coaching business and you can use these new skills to get certified to get, the ability to teach others how to do this. So if you want to learn how to do this, we created a training called Unlock Your Leadership Potential in a VUCA World. So on September 14th, we have a half-day masterclass where we go deep. And get this, you guys, we have the founders themselves of VUCA. We have Michael Schindler and Chris Nolan, the famous filmmaker, like all these amazing people are going to spend their time with you. Now, Chris and Mike and myself, each of us alone charges $100,000 a day. That's where we're at in our coaching space. Okay. What we built from like, I couldn't even charge $97 when I first started to now I'm at 100,000 a day. Okay. And I learned from the best. And so I will tell you, we're all three of us are going to be in this room with you guys, and you're going to learn so much. And we're going to dive really deep and help people get past that feeling of overwhelm, lack of clarity, imposter syndrome, and give you tools that are really going to help you not only transform your own life and leadership, but your family and your business, your job. You might even be able to transform your boss using these tools, which is really cool. And you're going to get clarity on exactly how to do it. How many of you think it would be helpful to get in a room and go deep on achieving this thriving coaching business, how to start or scale your existing coaching business from some of the top coaches in the world? Because all the people that are involved in this training they're all in the top 1%. Okay, so here's a statistic. Most people that are coaches make less than $50,000 a month. Okay, when I said a month, I didn't say a year. So 98% of coaches make less than $50,000 a month. So when you're in that top 1%, that means you're making probably anywhere over $1 million a year or more. And there's no accident of how people got to that level. And the people that I talk to that have gone through VUCA, that have understood this concept, have been able to work higher, not harder. They've been able to elevate their business. And so we're going to show you how you can do exactly what Carla did and have the same type of success by simply coming to the training, getting the tools, and then going and implementing them. Okay, cool. So if you're interested, here's what we did. Normally, to come to this event, you'd have to get on a plane and travel and go to the place anywhere in the world. And it cost you at least $1,000 to do all of that. But because we have a hardcore mission to actually reach 100 million people with this message, we've already trained 10,000. But that's not enough. We want to get 100 million people to find and develop their purpose and then create hope dealers. We got enough dope dealers. Amen. So
Yeah.
we want to make this as accessible for everybody across the globe, and we're going to make this free. It's free, and we're all going to be there live. So we're going to invite you. It's free. Is that a good deal? Yeah,
That's
perfect.
awesome.
And for all of you, for those of you that are all in on yourself, who are serious, not just curious, there's a special VIP area where you're going to be able to come in and get a special private Zoom room for an hour before the main session with myself, with Chris
Mhm.
Nolan and Michael Schindler, the founders of VUCA. They did the VUCA movie, all this stuff. You're going to get some coaching before the main event. You're going to ask questions. Now, all the details on this registration are right here below. So click on the link on this page and you'll be able to see all about it. And we're going to dive in on a special bonus. If you step up and do this VIP ticket, it's only $47. So you don't have to spend $300,000 to spend the day with us like other people would. We're going to do it for $47 and you get that special hour before everybody else. And when you upgrade a VIP, we're going to give you a screener of It's VUCA, the movie. You're also going to get their new book. Michael and Chris have a brand new book coming out. No one even knows about it yet. And you're
Oh,
going to get a
nice.
copy before anybody else in the world. And it's all about living in this world of AI and maintaining your humanness, right? Don't we all need to understand that better? So
Absolutely.
if you had to spend, if you were going to buy a ticket to come to the premiere or one of Chris's movie premieres in Hollywood, you'd spend easily 10 grand to just get there. This is a $47 VIP ticket, so you don't want to miss it. And it's all live, you guys. We're not recording. We're all going to be here live and we want to engage with you and give you the best value that we can. So you're going to get a 4-hour masterclass, and then VIP is going to get an extra hour with Mike and Chris before everybody else. So we have the event itself. So register below, free for the masterclass. And then the next page that loads up will give you the VIP upgrade. So just click on that, get your VIP ticket for only $47. We have limited spots in VIP. We only have so much time to serve and ask questions. And that is limited to Zoom has only so many people in that room. Okay. So jump in, save your spot, register today at the link below. And Carla, is there anything else you want to add? Anything else on your mind with the group out there?
I would just say Chris and Mike do not disappoint. So it's just the most incredible. And now to have you there with us, Melanie, we have the trifecta. So can't wait for it and can't wait to see all of our colleagues and friends in there too.
Thank you so much, Carla, for being here with us today. I'm really grateful for your time. I know how busy you are and how much in demand you are as well. And so again, you guys come show up, be at the event. And if you're wondering, is this for me? If you want to be a coach, if you have a coaching business, maybe you're an author, speaker, and you're not monetizing the way you could, when you learn coaching and you get these kind of skills, it'll boost your confidence, your impact, and your income more than you could ever imagine. And I will tell you, the coaching industry, just real quick, was
Yes.
5.34 billion in 2023. This year it's up 15% already. So this growth reflects the skyrocketing demand for coaches who can fuel not only business success, but families and life and relationships and health. You can use these skills no matter what modality you're in. It's worked for over 300 different industries of coaches, consultants, and trainers. Whether you're a business coach, life coach, executive coach, there is no limit of what you can do or even what or who you can change. I have a client right now who's charging $250,000 for 6 months of executive coaching and has a waiting list. Okay. This is how much we need coaches in the world, because we've got people that are willing to spend money to solve a problem, but there's not enough people out there trained with these special tools. So if you want to learn the ninja tricks We can't wait to meet you and interact and engage with you live on September 14th. So click the link below. Can't wait to see you there. And thank you again, everyone, for being here, and Carla as well. So
Thank you so much.
grateful. Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. Can't wait to see you. All right. Talk soon, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.